That's how it goes. Did we fix it?
Yes.
Apparently we fixed it. Welcome in for the second time to the Avs pregame. Coors Light, Bet365, our sponsors. Blaze Hunter back in the studio, breaking all of our equipment the second he gets here.
Going back to the old days.
No, but it is Georgiev and MacKinnon in net tonight. Blaze, we haven't had you on. I'm curious your thoughts on the season as a whole for Georgiev and where he's been kind of up and down.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about being the up and down goaltender because when he is on his game, he can hang with anyone in the league,
sure.
right? And when he's off his game, it's hard. And the hard thing about it, too, is like he's stopping all of those like high danger chances. You see him on his game.
Yep.
But it kind of reminds me of some old like Avalanche goaltending where you let some soft goals in that shouldn't go in, and that really hurts the Avs. And like at the wrong time of the game, right? And that's a big deal. And a lot of the Avs season, it's really what's happening on the defensive side, not just Georgiev, but the whole defensive side as a unit. If they're not playing well, the team,
it's tough to win.
It's tough to win for them, for sure.
Yeah. The funny thing is, the last couple of games, you really feel like their defense and goaltending has been a lot better. They still managed to find a way to lose to Montreal and New York. But
on the offensive side of the defense, like the breakout has looked awesome.
So good. It's been so good
Having
right
Walker
now.
Join that group, oh man, they move that puck fast.
Do love it on the defensive side, but Blaze, I can't remember your thoughts on this. Thoughts on must-win games. Are they a real thing? Is there ever a game you must win?
At this point in the season, after you, like, I don't think there's a must-win game against a matchup, right?
Sure, yeah.
I think it's more of you don't want to go on losing streaks coming into the playoffs.
So more of based on context of what else is going on lately.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If you want to say, hey, you're going up against Dallas, who you're going up against for, first in the Central, sure, that might be a must-win game. If your goal is to win the Central, then sure, that would be it. But I don't think the Avs are in that kind of mindset to...
Me either.
Is it win the Central or is it win the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, it's that second one.
Yeah.
They know the end goal here, not the middle goal.
And do you want to be first in the Central right now with what's going on in the bottom of the bracket here?
I mean, if you thread the needle here, this is your potential first-round opponent in Nashville, right? But if you don't thread the needle, you could run into a healthy Vegas if you win the Central. So
true, but if you're in second, you're playing Winnipeg?
Winnipeg or Dallas, depending on probably Winnipeg, yeah.
Unless you see something different from the Avalanche, they haven't done so well against Winnipeg this year.
Regular season, different beasts.
Well, it's true. I mean, it is a different team since the last time you saw Winnipeg versus the Avs. So
significantly different team. Look, acquisitions, whole bunch of them at the deadline, ranging from fourth-line guys to Casey Middlestat as a top six guy. I'll ask you this way. Do you think the Avs did enough at the deadline to make themselves real contenders?
The caveat is, yes, I think as far as like having the forwards and defense that you want, and I think it always goes back to what Georgiev are you going to get during the playoffs.
Fair enough. Can never account for goaltending. Well, that's not true. If you have a really good goaltender, you can. But
we saw, the 2022 run.
Yep.
It wasn't the greatest goaltending that was going on. You had injuries, and they pulled it off.
Don't know if this core is quite as good as that core.
Man,
but
lately they've been looking damn good, though. But yeah, I agree. I don't think you can touch that 2022 lineup.
Get 92 back, maybe you start having that conversation. But
that's true. I heard he was skating with the team yesterday or the day before. Was it he was on the ice with the team?
Yeah, he was on the ice with the team and then got off the ice and went and skated by himself. So,
from what I've seen, you're talking what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks away now?
Yeah,
I don't see it happening this year. But who knows?
Nobody truly knows.
Nope.
I don't see how it's possible that he'd be ready for round one at this point, given that he's not practicing with the team yet. But who am I to judge? Maybe tomorrow Landeskog wakes up and his knee is fixed. I don't know. We'll see. Shifting over to tonight's game, Eric is not here. He's out in Sioux Falls watching his kid play at BU. Well, his kid sit on the bench.
You never know.
The goalie could get hurt. He could jump in.
That BC, man, they look pretty good. So does DU though. So
we'll
should
see.
be fun.
We'll see who ends up in the finals. DU would be a fun one for us, but either way, Eric found the time out there to do a 3 keys for us tonight. So let's see what E says the Avs got to do to win.
Hello, right from beautiful South Dakota, Sioux Falls. I don't know if you can see, but right behind you, yeah, oh yeah, a little flat here. At the NCAA regionals here, watching the BU Terriers and Macklin Celebrini, future first overall pick there against the Gophers tonight. Should be awesome. Middlestat little brothers are on that team, so will be a fun game. But here are the 3 keys for tonight against the pesky Nashville Predators. Obviously, they've had their streak, an 18 of unbeaten, snap last game by the Coyotes, 8-4. But very big game tonight. Avs have not played well against the Nashville Predators this season. We all know about that awful ending back earlier in the season. And then obviously the game that really put us in a bad mood in the studio there, that I want to say 4-5-1 loss there right before the trade deadline, which obviously the Avs have been a different team since. So 3 keys for tonight. Number 1, no-nos. Tiff, we talk about this all the time, my no-nos, but tonight nothing free. We don't want last or first minute goals against. We don't want offensive zone penalties, no BLTs, right? We love bacon, but no BLTs. If you end up getting a 5-on-3, you got to strike. You all know the list by now, so nothing free tonight. This is a big game. It's a playoff type game. Nashville's been in playoff mode for months now. Obviously, the Avs have been in that mode as well lately, and let's go from there and let's get back on the winning column tonight. And the Preds are great on the road. You always got to remember, those guys are 22-11-3, so playoff habits locked in. Number 2, activate. Let's go. Avalanche identity, which we need the Ds to activate. Pick the lane and go. We saw Devontae's do it the other day. AJ was talking about it before the game. Happened twice, and they ended up scoring twice on that play. So activate, go back to Avalanche hockey identity. When they do that, they are unstoppable. They have the best decor in the league that can activate. So speed and smarts, and activate. Number 3, talked about it last game. I'll talk about it again. PP strike is at a premium. Need the power play to strike. Opens the game up, makes the game a different game within the game. If you look at the last 2 games, low scoring games, if they would have struck on the power play, it would have made a huge difference. So Val's not there. We all know that. It makes a big difference, but it's an opportunity for others and the Avs to have a different look. But ultimately, I always say this to Rudo, good shooting power play is a productive power play. So let's shoot the puck. Let's bring it up. I don't care where you shoot it from. Mikko, Mac, Makar, it doesn't matter. But let's shoot the puck. Let's create broken plays, make their D's turn. It becomes a different power play. I love the perfect plays. I love the nice plays, but it's not always perfect. Let's have a great game. See you after.
Power play continues to be a sticking point in Eric's 3 keys over the last little while. What's the secret sauce to get some of the best players in the world to do a better job on the power play, Blaze?
I guess if I knew that, I'd probably be working somewhere and making a little bit more money than I do right now.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably true.
Yeah. That aggressive New York Rangers penalty kill, though, man, that gave the Avs a fit. They didn't know what to do.
Yep.
If I was watching tape on that, I think I would try to copy that. I know the Avs were working on how do you break an aggressive penalty kill. But, yeah.
They don't have the answer to that yet, it seems.
Not yet.
We'll see. I think part of this conversation, Val Nichushkin missed the last handful of games, out again tonight. Is it... I'm sure you've seen the record statistics where the Avs are, insanely better with Nichushkin in the lineup.
Yeah.
Is that a little bit concerning that one guy could potentially have that much of an effect on your ability to win hockey games?
It is and it isn't. I mean, some of that is just like he brings so much to the table. But the other thing, what happens, like what we've always talked about, is then you've got to slot guys in, and then it creates this like confusion of who you're playing with, and that cohesiveness that you have after playing with the same guys over and over again is lost.
Yep.
And it affects all of the lineup. It doesn't just affect that one line.
Are the Avs making the right replacements there? Right now they have Casey Middlestat working that down low angle on the power play. Let's be real, he might be 75% of the size of you. He's not saying he's not a great hockey player, but he's just not the type of guy you usually see working goalie
Working the
from.
boards there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, who are you going to replace down there that's going to give you that has
Fair
that
enough.
skill level
Yeah,
at that? Like,
you're not wrong.
Middlestat has that skill level. You're right, though. He's a smaller guy. I think he does a fine job, but it's hard to replace Nuke in that position. Nothing you can really do there.
Fair point. No one's going to do the just job the same way Nuke does. Yeah. So the Avs are going to have to figure out something on the power play. On the back end of this, do you need more out of the Avs bottom six? Not that I don't think they've played bad. I think they've done a great job being a bottom six. But you're looking at a game where they score 1 goal against Montreal. They're only able to put in 2 against New York. And it's not really coming from your depth.
Yeah.
Ross Colton pitching in here and there maybe, but that's about all they've really gotten since the deadline from their depth guys. That's not true. Duames had a little bit of effect too. But can the Avs win games without an effective bottom six when it comes to production?
They can win games. It's going to be a lot harder from them, right? You have that top-end talent on this team. Like, you're never discounting taking that top line and going up against another top line.
For sure.
But if you're going to want to go deep in the playoffs when other teams are going to be game planning, what do we do? What are we going to take away from the Avalanche to see if then they can play?
Yep.
They're going to try to take away that top six, even the top 3, and say, hey, we're going to do this, and now you beat us with your bottom 6 players. If you do that, congratulations, you win. And I think, when you look at the Predators, too, they're kind of set up the same way as they have a lot of high-end talent, top-end talent.
Yeah. The Philip Forsbergs of the world, for sure.
Philip Forsbergs, Nyquist, O'Reilly, that line has been unreal, right? Yeah. And why they've been so successful lately is because the bottom 6 have been scoring as well. So what happened against Phoenix was they weren't.
Funny how that works.
They took the top line away and said, beat us with your bottom 9, or your top 3, actually, and said, beat us with your bottom 9, and they couldn't do it.
Well, Trenton not there anymore. Might make that a little bit harder. Not that Nashville's been on an unbelievable tear of late.
Yeah, for sure.
Hard to argue with the results there, but a team that the Avs got to find a way to beat tonight. What's it going to take for the Avs top guys to find a little bit more pop? Because, look, I'll be honest with you. I really thought they played pretty well against the Rangers. The puck just wasn't going in the net.
Yep.
Is that hey, you got Shesterkin, you're getting Lankinen tonight? Like, feel a little bit better about it, or is there something the Avs need to do better to finish?
I mean, we've always talked about it, right? Statistically, like, if you're getting shots on net and they're not going in, at some point that's going to change.
Yep.
You ran up against a goaltender that's good and also was very hot, wanted to beat the Avs. They got their chances. I'm not concerned about the Avs not getting chances. It's about those finishes. I think with what's going on tonight, you would hope that they are going to convert these chances into goals.
You got to get more than 2. I'll put it that way. Got to get to at least 3.
Yeah.
It's got to happen for them. Blaze, you've never done this segment before, but we have a Circle K Who's Gonna Eat Tonight segment. Got to pick one player from the game who you think is going to pop off. I get to pick someone different. I've been picking MacKinnon at home for the point streak for a while now.
Okay.
But instead, I'm going to take Mikko tonight. Look, you just talked about it. You want to see the Avs put shots on goal and put some in the back of the net. In theory, Mikko Rantanen should be the best player on the Avalanche to do that. Got to use his shot. Got to be effective with it. But if you're looking for a guy to put the Avs on the board, it really should be Mikko on most nights.
Unless he goes all backhand all night.
Yeah, that's what he's got to stop doing. That's why he's got to eat tonight on the forehand side, all right? Really, really get to Circle K, Mikko. Come on, you can do it for me. Blaze, who you got?
I'm going to channel my inner Rudo and go with MacKinnon. And here's why. He's had the streak. He lost the streak. all that pressure's gone now.
That's true.
Right? And people will say, oh, he's not really thinking about it. He's absolutely thinking about it. The organization is thinking about it. Excuse me there. Everybody was thinking about it. Altitude was thinking about it. It became a thing. That creates a lot of pressure. That pressure is gone now. And with the skill set that MacKinnon has, which is unreal, he's not going to be left off the score sheet for long.
Do you think Mac should have got a point in that Ranger game?
I don't. And I know people are going to hate that, but I don't.
I respect the answer. I think you're wrong, but I respect the answer.
The rules are the rules.
I'm not even like arguing. Like, I think by the rules, you're probably right. The rule is stupid.
So I will agree with the rule is stupid, but that's what it is right now. If you look at the rule book, I mean, did I want it to end? No, that was awesome.
Of course, yeah. It is what it is with Mac, but a fair point. It's not something lingering in the back of not just his mind, but everybody's mind.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a play-free Mac tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully is what we get. Those are our Circle K eaters of the game. Make sure you get your game day stacks down at Circle K. Sign up for their Inner Circle rewards today at circlek.com/inner circle or use that QR code on screen. When you sign up, your first 5 fill-ups, you get 25 cents off a gallon. And every day you go in, you can get great discounts on snacks. When you're Colorado, you're at 9 games left. You're certainly in the playoff picture. You're one of the top teams in the West. Is there any concern about a little bit of senioritis setting in for Colorado?
Sure, a little bit.
Okay.
Half this team has been there before, have done that before.
Yeah.
And we saw it in 2022, and everybody freaked out about it, right? Like, the Avs are going on this losing streak, and they're going to be shit, and they're not going to you know, in the playoffs.
And then they showed up game 1, and it was all fine.
And then it was the wood chipper from day one, right? So, you just don't want it to, these last 2 games, I think the Avs are ready to win a game here, especially at home.
Team that they've had some tough losses to this year in Nashville.
Absolutely.
Also shouldn't be any shortage of motivation.
Yeah,
put it that way. But
and everybody's talking about the Preds are coming off a horrible loss.
Yep,
they want to get it back. Same with the Avalanche.
It's hard to be that consistent for both these teams. You saw the Avs go on a 9-game winning streak. They've dropped 2 in a row. Yeah, they get a point in overtime against the Rangers, sir. Predators were on an 18-game point streak? They were like 16-0-2 or something.
They hadn't lost since like the middle of February or something along those lines.
It does feel like,
or not lost, but gained a point.
When that loss finally comes, it feels like the release valve might pop a little bit, and you get a little bit of a down run. So I'm curious to see which team is ready to get back into the win column. I'll put it that way. But with MacKinnon in net, it's really hard for me to not favor the Avs pretty heavily tonight.
Same. That was my first question when I came in. To you. Do you know who's playing in net first?
Said no, and then they just posted it right after that. So I'm hoping for it. To be honest, though, if we can get to my bets here, I went for a pretty normal effect, certainly for Nashville's side, low-scoring game. I took under 2 in the first period for plus money. I took the Avs to win by exactly 2. Looking at a 3-1, 4-2 type game with Nashville under 2.5 goals. You kind of mentioned it earlier in the show, just the way the Avs' defensive and goaltending has been playing the last handful of games. Yeah. You're watching them lock it down and get pucks going the right direction so effectively. Keep that up. You never want your team to lose. No. But if you play the same way you did against the Rangers, it's hard for me to feel bad about the Avs tonight.
And, Preds have a little bit of trouble getting the puck out of their zone.
Yep.
If you've watched some of their games this season. So, if you can capitalize on those mistakes of them making turnovers in their own zone.
Yeah.
I mean, the Avs kind of eat on that type of stuff. So you're looking for them to kind of turn their fortune around against Nashville this time.
Yep. If you want to go outside of my bets, the X-Player curse is always easy money. Ryan O'Reilly right there. He'll get a point tonight. Don't you worry about it. He'll find a way to one.
He's about to break one of their scoring titles. Points titles or
is
something.
He really? Yeah, I don't even know.
Another Av, old Av, Matty
D, Yep. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I don't have as much faith in Trennan getting the X-Player curse point on the Avs side, but that would help the Avs bottom 6 if he could find a way to a point. So maybe go with that option too. Whatever you bet on, make sure you're doing it with Bet365. Use the DNVR 365 code when you sign up to let them know we sent you. Bet $5 on any NHL game with that DNVR 365 code. Get $150 in bonus bets to bet on whatever you want. MacKinnon win the Heart Blaze?
Yes.
He's a believer.
How about Avs and Nuggets to win everything?
That's got to be good odds.
Yeah, it's like 5,000.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I believe actually, I don't know who I believe in more right now. Jamal Murray can get healthy. I probably believe in the Nuggets more than the Avs. But
good point.
the Avs could do it. I'm not one to judge. You know, Georgiev plays well. You feel like they have the horses to do it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Either way, jump on it with Bet365. When you do gamble with them, make sure you're 21 or over, physically located in Colorado. And if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. All right, getting into our final thoughts here on pregame. Blaze, score prediction?
Oh, I'm going to go 4-2 Avs.
I like it. I like the 4-2. That's what I was vibing with the 4-2 as well. So
Really? All right.
Yeah. That's what I was feeling on it. Hopefully things go that way for my bets. At the end of the day, though, I think you'd take a win any way you can get it if you're
Absolutely.
Colorado. So don't ask for too much. Just ask for some good hockey. That's where I'm at with it. We are going to wrap up this pregame show. We do have a watch-along coming your way, so come hang out with us if you want to watch the game with us. If not, at very least, tune in for the postgame where we will get Blaze to break it all down for us and tell us his concerns.
So, yeah, I have concerns.
All right, we are out of here for pregame, but we will talk to you guys in a handful of minutes.
We all silly like the mayor.